The story begins late at night, around 2 to 3 a.m. An ice cream truck slowly drives down an otherwise quiet suburban street. Normally, it would be a pleasant sound, but in the middle of the night, the truck's bells feel eerie. Ding, 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 ding. It's as if someone is deliberately trying to wake people up. A man named Henry, in his late 50s, lies in bed next to his wife. He cannot ignore the noise. Irritated, he jumps out of bed, puts on his robe, and rushes down the stairs. He opens the front door and steps onto the sidewalk in front of his house. With a clenched fist, he shouts at the ice cream truck, "What the hell is going on? Some of us are trying to sleep here." The ice cream truck suddenly brakes hard. The door to the cabin opens, and a man steps out. It is clear this man is no ordinary ice cream vendor. He wears a grotesque mask that makes his face completely expressionless and terrifying. Silence hangs heavy in the air, and Henry begins to sense that something is terribly wrong. The ice cream man slowly moves to the side of the truck and opens the compartment holding the ice cream. He looks at Henry and presents a row of cones and other treats, as if expecting Henry to buy something. But Henry is angry and unafraid. "Tell me, what on earth is wrong with you?" Henry says irritably. The ice cream man takes an ice cream cone and holds it up in front of Henry. Henry reaches out to swat it away, but misses. He is still confused and annoyed, unaware that the cone is not an ordinary ice cream cone. With a quick press of a hidden button, a knife springs from the fake cone. Without hesitation, the ice cream man stabs Henry directly in the stomach. Henry screams in pain, "Ah! Ooh!" and falls to the ground, clutching his stomach. Blood flows, and his cries fade into the silence of the dark street. The ice cream man stands for a long moment, staring at Henry lying lifeless on the ground. Then, he takes a real ice cream cone from the truck, bites into it, and tosses the rest of the cone onto Henry's dead body in a sickening mockery. The day after Henry's disappearance, an uneasy atmosphere spreads through the neighborhood. His wife has tried in vain to reach him, and gradually, a small group of neighbors gathers to search for him. No one can explain what might have happened. All they know is that a mysterious ice cream truck was on the street the previous night. One of the neighbors, Lucy, who lives a few houses away, mentions that she also heard the bells. She found it strange, but did not dare to go outside to check. Several in the group become worried and return to their homes, while Lucy decides to investigate on her own. She walks to Henry's house but finds no trace except that his front door is ajar, a strange sight in the otherwise orderly neighborhood. That night, the ice cream truck returns, this time even slower and quieter. Lucy sits by her window watching. When she hears the bells again, ding, 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 she feels rising unease. She grabs her phone and takes a picture through the window, but the image is blurry. Still, she can make out the truck's outline in the darkness. Lucy decides to go outside. She puts on her jacket and slowly walks toward the sidewalk. In the distance, she sees the truck standing still. Engine off, doors open, lights flickering faintly. It's as if the ice cream man is waiting for someone to approach. "Is anyone there?" Lucy asks cautiously. A sudden movement reveals the ice cream man, who slowly emerges from the shadows behind the truck. He stands there in his terrifying mask, holding a freezing ice cream spatula in his hands. But something looks wrong. As he approaches, Lucy realizes the spatula has been sharpened like a knife. Lucy backs away slowly, but the ice cream man begins moving quickly toward her. She turns and runs, the sound of his heavy footsteps on the pavement following her. Just as she reaches her house and slams the door, she hears him scratching on the windows with the spatula, scrape by scrape, leaving marks on the glass. Lucy calls the police, but by the time they arrive, the truck is gone, and all traces of the ice cream man have vanished. Only the scratches on the window testify to the night's events, and neighbors begin to wonder if the ice cream man is a hallucination, or some kind of entity haunting the neighborhood. The night after Lucy's encounter with the ice cream man, the neighborhood is still shaken but somewhat skeptical. Many start to believe Henry simply went on a spontaneous vacation. But in the middle of the night, the truck returns, this time with a new offer. The ice cream truck slowly drives past the houses, bells ringing again. Ding, 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 ding. On the side of the truck now hangs a hand-painted sign. Ice all night, only for those who can't sleep. This time, it is neighbor Kurt, who has had enough. Kurt, a man in his early 40s, is known in the neighborhood for being overly confident and outspoken. He rolls out of bed, puts on his slippers, and walks determinedly toward the truck, which is stopped in the middle of the road. He knocks on the truck's door and shouts, "Listen here! This is ridiculous. We all need our sleep." The door to the truck slowly slides open, and out steps the ice cream man, again in his terrifying mask. He stands still, staring at Kurt, then leans forward and says in a monotone, slightly shrill voice, "Is it soft serve? Or hard ice cream you want?" Kurt rolls his eyes and waves the ice cream man off. "I don't want any damn ice cream. And get a new mask. You look like something from a kid's carnival." The ice cream man merely shrugs and replies dryly, "You don't look like a crisp cone either." Before Kurt can respond, the ice cream man opens the freezer, grabs him, and despite Kurt's struggles, whispers, "Good! There's room in the freezer," before throwing him directly inside. Kurt screams and thrashes, but the freezer door slams shut with a heavy thud, and the ice cream man turns and takes a bite of a cone, as if nothing happened. The next morning, the neighborhood wakes up to a new sign on the truck. Colder than Kurt, only for the brave. Lucy's husband, now very worried about her, tries to convince her to treat it all as a bad joke. But Lucy is convinced the ice cream man is real and dangerous. She notices something strange about the license plate. It constantly changes letters and numbers, as if the truck does not belong to this world. That evening, the truck appears again, this time decorated with a pink balloon in the side window, and a new bell melody playing Itsy Bitsy Spider. When Lucy sees the truck through her window, she hears a loud, cold voice shout from it, "Only for those who dare! Free samples!" Lucy looks around and notices another neighbor, Mrs. Olson, has been lured into the street, seemingly hypnotized by the music. As she approaches the truck, the ice cream man takes a small bowl of ice cream and holds it out, a strange, skewed smile visible beneath the mask. But when Mrs. Olson reaches for the bowl, it slips from her hand. It was frozen to the ice cream man's hand. When she tries to grab it again, he grabs her hand and pulls her with an exaggeratedly friendly tone. "Just a cold hand for a cold customer." Mrs. Olson tries to pull free, but the ice cream man is stronger and throws her into the freezer alongside Kurt, now almost frozen like a block of ice. He waves to both of them, closes the freezer, and sits back behind the wheel with a small, "Thanks for the visit." The neighbors finally begin to realize that something is truly wrong. The day after Mrs. Olson's disappearance, the remaining neighbors start to seriously suspect something is terribly wrong. But no matter how many complaints they send to the municipality about the nightly ice cream truck, it keeps appearing every night, as if it has its own agenda. Lucy, now on the verge of panic, begins investigating the ice cream man and the truck. She reads old newspaper articles about missing people and, to her horror, finds a story about an old home ice cream vendor who was fired after a gruesome accident. According to the article, he died in a truck fire, but no one ever found his body. That evening, the truck appears once again, this time with a new slogan painted on the side. "Only for the curious. We promise it melts in your mouth." Lucy shakes her head, thinking, "He can almost read my thoughts." Meanwhile, another neighbor, teenage girl Emma, rolls out of her house. Known for being a bit of a rebel and always seeking excitement, she decides to film the truck for her social media. She stands with her phone, laughing at the bizarre vehicle, which is playing another version of Itsy Bitsy Spider, and begins approaching it. "Okay, everyone, "Look what we have here," she says to the camera, walking closer. The ice cream man suddenly appears in the truck door and waves like a grotesque clown. Emma hesitates, but decides to play along. She approaches the ice cream man, who holds out a small cup of soft serve, and says in a twisted voice, "It's on the house. But be careful. It bites." Emma laughs and takes the cup, but as she does, she feels something sharp against her fingers. The ice cream man has hidden tiny shards of razor blades inside the soft serve. Blood drips from her hand, and she screams. The ice cream man throws a scoop of ice at her and hisses, "Tastes better with a little sauce, right?" Emma backs away, but the ice cream man grabs her and drags her toward the freezer, humming the truck's bell melody. With a final, loud laugh, he throws her in and shuts the door with a satisfied click. Lucy watches the entire scene from her window. Now, it is her who grabs her phone and runs toward the truck, determined to capture the ice cream man in action. She sees him stick his head out of the truck window, shouting, "Who's next to taste the ice cream?" His laugh echoes, and with one last manic chuckle, he disappears down the street before Lucy can get a clear picture of him.